Hello everyone, my name is Keely. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm going to take you to 3 different bookstores in Cape Town, South Africa. So if you didn't watch my last video, I am currently living in Cape Town, and of course I had to explore the bookstores. Now, I couldn't buy a ton of books, 1 because money, and 2 because luggage weight is a thing. So I do have 3 books to show you, but I'll show you at the end of the video. And the 3 bookstores, let me explain about them and then you can watch the rest of the video to see what they look like. But the first one I went to was called Exclusive Books, and this was in Victoria Wharf Shopping Center. This is a massive mall. It is probably the biggest mall I've ever been to. Like, every time you turn a corner, you think it's gonna end and there's more stores. But this bookstore was easily my favorite of the 3 that I went to. There were days where I would just go back to sit in the store and just read because it was just a great atmosphere, and it was also the biggest of the 3 bookstores. So the selection in this store was really great. You had a lot of young adult and middle grade. They also had a massive manga section, which manga here is even more expensive than in America. So I kind of looked and then I was like, ooh, can't even look at that because it was expensive. But they also had a good adult section. They had a massive biography section. Basically every section you think in a bookstore, this one had. They did have a very slim section of like horror books, and I really wish they had a bigger horror section, but I kind of saw that was the theme here. There wasn't a massive horror section in these bookstores. But like I said, I would also go into the store just to read. They did have a great space, a very long table for people to just sit there and read their books with a great view of the wharf, and I just really loved it. The next book I went to was Wordsworth's Books. Now, this is also in another mall, but this is the mall that I live in. So the apartment building that I live in is in a mall, and so I have a bookstore basically in my house. Now, this one is pretty small, but it is very cute and does have a pretty good selection. There are a lot of YA books, middle grade once again, and then there are also a lot of adult fiction books as well, and some horror, some thriller. You know, they had a lot of new releases and bestsellers, and you'll see in the video that when I was in this bookstore, I experienced load shedding, and if you don't know, load shedding has been happening in South Africa for years and years. I don't know quite a whole lot about it just because I am not South African, and so this is my first experience with it. But basically the electricity goes out because the grid has like too much power on it, and so they essentially have to shed the load, and areas of the city will be without electricity for 2 to 4 hours at a time. And so when I was in Wordsworth Books, I was in the middle of shopping and load shedding happened, so I had to shop by flashlight, which was a very unique South African experience. So I wanted to keep that in the video because it is very authentic and you never know when the electricity is going to go out. But yeah, I love this one. It was very homey to me because, like I said, it is in my mall. And the last bookstore I went to in this video was called The Book Lounge, and the vibes in this store were immaculate. Now, this selection was mainly books that I have no interest in, that it's just not my type of genre. There was a lot of adult like fiction, but it was more literary fiction. They had a small like fantasy sci-fi section, but there was a ton of literary fiction. There was also a lot of like biographies and things like that, but I really didn't see anything in the store that I was like super interested in, but it was very beautiful. I love the building, I love the vibes, and I love the atmosphere. And this location was also experiencing load shedding, so some of the clips are darker than others because they also had some pretty good windows, and so those clips you'll notice like are a lot brighter than like the back of the store. So those are the 3 bookstores I visited. Just go ahead and continue watching the video if you want to see what they look like. So I definitely think that all three of these bookstores were very unique and different from one another. And like I said, I did pick up 3 books, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you those books. So at my favorite bookstore, Exclusive Books, I did pick up 2 books, and the first book I have to show you is The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie. Now this is like, I think her first book in the Poirot series. Poirot is like her male detective. I have read one Agatha Christie book before, and I did not like it, but I'm pretty sure it was just a different time for me. That was before like my mystery thriller era, and now that's like my favorite genre, so I might like them more now. My mom loves Agatha Christie, so there is in no way that I will ever give up on her. I will probably try to read all of her books just because my mom loves her. But like I said, this is her first Poirot detective novel, and I looked up a reading order for Agatha Christie, and so this is the one that I want to start with, and hopefully reading them in order, I'll get better acquainted with the characters and like grow to love them more. But yes, I also love these covers. They're really stunning, and it has a little mustache at the top for Poirot. That's not going to focus, but it has a little mustache. Also, didn't mention that South African books are UK editions because a lot of their stuff comes from the UK, and so I love these UK editions a lot. And the next book I got was a book I had never heard of, but it caught my eye immediately, and you'll see why. And that is Julia and the Shark by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. Now, this is a middle grade, and you can clearly see this copy is stunning. There's some foiling on there. It's bright yellow, and the back has this beautiful lighthouse. And you can already tell from the cover that the style of this book is very black, gray, and yellow. So there are also illustrations in this book, if I can show you some. Of course, it's just going to show all the words. There's some coloring right there. See, and it's just stunning. Like, this book is stunning, and I had to pick it up. And I actually have already read it. I read it in one day. I mean, it's not very long. It's middle grade, so it's not that impressive. But the fact that I'm really busy and I read it all in one day is incredible. And this might be my favorite book of all time. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Favorite book of all time. I guess I should tell you what it's about. This is a book that follows a young girl named Julia, and Julia's mother is a marine biologist, and her father is a numbers man, and I believe he's like an electrician. He is going to this lighthouse to fix the light, so like electrician type vibes. And her mom is going to see a Greenland shark. She wants to do a study on Greenland sharks and how they seem to live forever. And so they go and live in this lighthouse, and this is a story about grief and Julia finding out what grief is like and mental health issues, and it's just so good. It is truly beautiful. This is the most beautiful writing I have ever read, and I really want to reread it because I just want to annotate it and just tab it up and everything. I'm also thinking about getting a tattoo of this, so there's that. And the last book I have to show you, I got at Wordsworth Books in my home, and that is Revival by Stephen King. So I am reading Stephen King's books in publication order, so I have a while before I get to this one because this one came out in 2014. I also am an avid collector of his books now. I own a lot of them, several of them, and I could not leave this edition behind. If you can see, the lightning bolt is like foiled, and it's beautiful, and we have like this little tent. I don't know if this is like a circus tent, that's what it looks like. But I just love the color of this cover and the lightning bolt and had to get it. I can't tell you what it's about. Don't know what it's about because I kind of just read Stephen King without knowing anything. But you know Stephen King. You know him. If you don't, good luck, honey. And the last thing I got at Wordsworth Books was a tote bag. Now, tote bags can usually be kind of expensive for some canvas. A lot of times they're like at least $20, maybe a little less. But this tote bag was $2. Because if you know, South African rand is very cheap compared to the American dollar. So I got this tote bag, and it's massive. So I'll try to show you. It says Wordsworth's Book, South Africa, and it has a little owl on it. But I am very pleased with that tote bag, and I am pleased with all the books that I got. And I loved visiting bookstores in new locations. It is a lot of fun, and it is a great way just to see different things and see different stories. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you've ever been to South Africa, let me know. And if you've ever been to the bookstores, let me know. But thank you so much for watching. If you have made it to the end of this video, leave like the lightning bolt emoji because of Stephen King. And yeah, let me know if you've been here, if you're still here. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, all my social media links will be down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.